I'm just another woman on the verge of a nervous breakdown. I'm depressed, desperate, and I don't have a man. Fortunately, I have a credit card. Disappointed with personal ad dates, I have no prospects of a husband. I just want a man with whom I can raise kids, just like the South American tribal people that I've read about. Finally, I meet the one. It's not until after I agree to marry him that I find out his dream is returning to nature. What happens next, I attribute to habituation, like the slow boiling of a frog that doesn't know what's happening until it's too late. I'm persuaded to give up my downtown apartment and go live in a teepee. It snows for the next 10 days. It was the first of several challenging times, and so I ran away. Upon my return, and for the next several years, I haul water, I chop wood, I use candles for light. I have come to hate dirt, mud especially, unless, of course, it comes in a container. And I've come to believe that the perpetual dripping of rain from the hole in the top of the teepee is a form of water torture. The challenges I face being pregnant in our back-to-nature habitat highlighted for me why civilization has progressed. There was no way I was going to have my baby without a nearby flushing toilet, constant heat, and a stocked refrigerator. My mental health was at stake here, and in my deepest fears, my baby's physical health as well. No, Jeff, that earth hut you're building will not suffice. You can stay in the teepees. I needed a house, especially since I planned to have an unassisted childbirth. And for me, unassisted means no medical intervention and privacy. I mean, that's why they're called private parts. Jeff and I move into a house in early February. What a relief. At last, I'd found my safe space. Like an animal, I could now nest and go within in peace. I take this time to reread my 2 unassisted childbirth books. I'm remembering my initial certainty of the utter normalcy of birth. Yes, if they can do it, I can do it. Yes, if every other species on the planet can do it, I can do it. Yes, if Kiki, the dog up the street, can do it, surely I can do it. But the days turn into weeks. People are now suggesting that I induced the baby. They're suggesting that something's wrong. And that's exactly why I've been a recluse for most of this pregnancy, why I limit my phone conversations, and why I didn't have the baby shower. These women and their fearful advice, I wish they'd shut up. And since I don't mind being rude, I tell them so. I don't know how Jeff puts up with it. People are telling him horrible things, their deepest fears and traumas, every single day. I can't afford to hear it. I have got to focus on my success. It's been lonely. I no longer talk to people I thought were my friends. I don't know anyone who's done what I'm planning to do consciously. And I just need someone to talk to. I need someone to support me without reservation. To know what I know. So I asked Jeff to read the unassisted childbirth book, and the bookmark never got past page 3. And I felt totally let down. I'm not going to make him read the book. He's got to want this as much as I do. I ask him if he feels prepared. He says, I'll follow your lead. Okay, suddenly you can relate, right? I'm feeling fragile, like someone has taken several support beams and just knocked them from underneath me. Follow my lead. The last thing I need is some man following my lead. I have got enough to handle on my own. The turning point comes when I see a Russian woman giving birth in a water tank. She is beautiful and serene. Serene. I rewind the tape. There is absolutely no pain on her face. I rewind the tape. I didn't know that birth could feel like that. I am absolutely enthralled. Jeff has got to see this video. So we watched the video, and at that moment, I felt like my husband backed me 100%. We would see this through. Yesterday afternoon, I experienced my first sensations of labor. They were so mild that I suggested to Jeff that we go hiking in Pecos with our dogs. Finally, Jeff could stop telling people, the baby's coming any day now. I mean, he's been saying that for the past 17 days. It's now Tuesday, and still no baby. Maybe I should speed up the process. I tried taking some castor oil, and during the next 10 hours, I regret that decision. I blame it for the overwhelming urge to have a bowel movement that comes over me and just won't leave. Come evening, the tub looks very inviting. The full moon is making its way across the sky. I hear coyotes in the distance and the sound of twigs playing on the shutters. My poor, exhausted husband is asleep in the corner of the bathroom. The eternal power of the universe has gathered itself to create a world with true and grand harmony. This has been my daily mantra, my hourly mantra, and as usual, I am saying it now as the warm water swishes over my belly. I've saved the jacuzzi tub for last when I really needed it. It feels so decadent almost, to be caressed and buoyed in all the right places. I feel a squeeze. And now I decide to squeeze back. I affirm that I was designed to enjoy this process. It's a pleasure being a woman on the verge of giving birth. How much time has gone by? My tango with a baby tips over into the realm of concern. I haven't slept for 2 days. I haven't eaten in over 24 hours, and I am exhausted. I knew a woman whose baby almost died from lack of oxygen because she was so overdue. The baby could be sideways, and that's why it can't get out. People's voices start to haunt me. And I can't deal with this right now. The eternal power of the universe. What if the baby's dead, and that's why you don't feel anything? I don't know. I just don't know anymore. So I turn to my husband and say, Jeff, nothing's happening. I think we have to get a midwife in the morning. Well, do you think we should go to the hospital? He says. I don't know. Whatever you think. Should I call my father? Sure. Calls his father and returns. My dad said,